We are, boom!
Congratulations and welcome aboard the all-new Key West 239 Family Sportsman. This one here you're looking at is a model 22. So what do you say we take a quick look around? If you're interested in the market for one of these boats, it would be a great video to stick around and check out. So let's start on the bow. Come on right this way. So you're looking at one of these boats, you probably have a family and you want them to stand out here and you know, get sun and hang out. It's a great seating area, lots of space, and we do have storage underneath. You can see we're using friction hinges from Gemlux. That's why they're able to stay open like that. And if the cushions weren't on them, they'd even open even higher. All right, so I like that. There's also an option, which I do have on this boat, but it's not here, for the center table or the center filler. You see, I'm not a real tall guy. I'm like pretty short, 5'10", but I can fully fit here with my legs extended, and I have a pole to grab onto right here for safety. All right, that's really great. We have cup holders here. Up front, we have a designated area for your anchor to go.
How deep is that? Let me see that real quick.
It's not very deep, but you can see it's just a storage for the anchor.
Okay.
And the chain. We usually sell these. We put about 150 feet of rope, 3/8 line, with about 5 foot of stainless steel chain.
So this is very common. You could tell a lot of people like this this style of boat because of the seating, right? So you got a lot of seating.
No wasted space. What's there not to love, right? One thing I'll mention to you too is that this box over here does drain overboard. So if you need additional fish, blood and guts, you could pour them in here.
Okay.
That water, it's not going to go to the bilge. That's going to go out the back. As well as on the Key West 219, it also goes in there.
What's going on in here?
Here, this is a fish box. So you can see that's macerator pump. So if you do catch any big fish, ice, you could throw it down there. It's insulated, and the whole boat has positive foam flotation. So the whole of the boat and up the sides is full of foam. Ice will stay cold in there. And notice there's also the gutter for the water to go there and drain out.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. And there's a shock to hold that up. Up here we have a cooler.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's a little cooler there for drinks. And you could fill up your fresh water. It's about 6 gallons of fresh water the boat holds.
Where's the fresh water in the back?
It's actually underneath this seat, underneath the cooler.
Okay, cool.
A lot of improvements if you wanted to do for the ice to last longer here in the console. You could put a seal on it and insulate it from the inside. A lot of people like to do that. I also went with the powder coated hardtop. We did the white powder coating, which is very popular, easy to keep clean. Just be careful with the wedding rings. You don't want to ding them. You know, it has a nice acrylic windshield from Acrylico, which is actually in Montaner, Florida, where they make them. It's really nice.
Daniel, you're not even married. You have a fiance, and you're already trying to find an excuse to take off your wedding ring, dude?
Yeah, I can't damage the powder coating. This interior choice, by the way, there's 2 options available. This is the fog color, right? And there's also a Premier Opal, which is white. The fog, obviously, is the standard. It's included for free. And the Premier Opal is about a $500 upgrade. All right.
Tell me a little bit about this windshield.
Yeah, the windshield. It's just a plastic. It's a acrylic.
Okay.
Like it's basic. I've been to the factory where they make them. Only because I live 2 minutes down the road. It's right here at the Lantana Airport. It's really cool. So they basically cut it out. They heat it up. They have a heat press, similar to like when they heat up like suits and jackets and stuff, and to get the wrinkles out. So they place it on there. It's really hot, and it actually molds. It gets hot and it folds over, and then they let it cool, turn it off, and they take it off. It holds its shape, and then they stack them. I mean, they must be doing hundreds. I couldn't tell you how many manufacturers they do. They do hundreds of manufacturers that they do windshields for, and it's just a really nice operation. Really nice guy who owns it.
So we got a hardtop here. Is that an option, or what are some of the?
There's 3 options you could choose. Actually 4. You can order a boat with no top whatsoever. You can get a soft top, which will be the one with the web on, which is strings, and then you could also do the hard top. The hard top, it does range in price. It's about $8,000. All right, and then you have the rigid LED light. When you go the hard tops, you get those on there as well, which are pretty nice and very bright.
Nice. What are these switches up here, Daniel?
So those are the switches for the lights on the hardtop. So you have the forward spreader, the rear spreader, and then blue LED lights under the hardtop. Every hardtop, if you buy that option, those are included. So you can see the lights there, and then these are the 2 on the back. So those are very nice. I personally really like them. One thing I didn't like about it, because this is my personal boat, so I always use it, you're going to have to get a spotlight. If you're going to go out at night and you're trying to see far ahead, these lights are just to light up inside the boat. So if you wanted to see like navigational down, I recommend you get a really bright flashlight, or you mount a spotlight on top of the hardtop. That's going to really help for those night cruises. And so, let's not forget, you're going to have storage up here as well. So one very popular option is the VHS from Garmin. They install that. That's a very popular option. I've never had to use it on my boat. In fact, I've probably never turned it on. I don't know if it works, but it's there if I ever need it. And then good for storage. Here you also have a little light that turns white and red for at night if you're going to be reading some chart maps. So
I definitely like this, so you can put your phone, your keys. Nice big area. It's got a nice lip there.
Absolutely, this is very popular. If you're watching this video and you're probably interested in Key West boat, I recommend you go on Facebook to the Key West Boat Owners Group. All the dealers are on there. We're always trying to help out, answer customer questions. I'm on there all the time too. And this is one of the products that there was a guy selling on there, and I decided to buy it. You see, it comes in a 4-piece set, 1, 2, 3, and 4 up top. Actually 5. It comes with that piece as well right there.
Wow, so he already has it all pre-cut, ready to go.
It's all pre-cut. Work never stops.
Oh, then, speaking of that, we can segue into that area.
Yeah,
that's a stand
tuppence.
But that's a scan strut, wireless.
Strut, yeah. Absolutely, that's an upgrade that I did, and in my opinion, I feel every boat should have one, because you're not having to deal with the USBs and the cables to charge your phone. It will not corrode because it's wireless charging, and it's so easy to install. As long as you know the basics of electronics, you know, or a 12-volt system, the red cable with a fuse, and the black to the bus, that's it. It's 4 screws and literally a small little drill hole. You could mount it anywhere on your dash. I chose mine right here. You can see, and it just charges your phone right up, just like that. Isn't that nice?
That is awesome.
I mean, I love it, and it keeps your phone in place. It was a great upgrade.
Garmin option, or is that?
Correct. All of the boats come with different Garmins, and you can choose the size. You can go from no Garmin, and you can put a SIM rat on it if you wanted to, but that would have to be after the fact. The factory only mounts the Garmins. I decided with the 1243 Touch, which looks identical to the 8600 series and does almost everything that you're going to want at half the price. It's a new unit that came out from Garmin, and I definitely recommend it. And you should always, if you have a Garmin touchscreen, to stop thefts, you should activate the 6-pin digit code security pin at startup. So basically, it's just like on your smartphone. You have a code to keep all your information safe. Garmin has come out with a security feature that lets you lock your Garmin. So if there was a theft involved and somebody stole your Garmin, they couldn't do anything with it because they don't have that security pin code. It's very important. I've called Garmin myself. They will not reset it for somebody who just calls them. The unit is basically useless. You could just see where it's at. It will power up, and you can see on the map, but they can't use it for anything. So hopefully that will deter thieves from stealing Garmins in the future if everybody gets together and uses their security pin. Also here you're going to see the new Yamaha CL5, which at the time of this video is during COVID, and you can't even get them. They are super back ordered, very hard to get. That's why I don't have a key switch here either. I was waiting for the EKS push start key switch, and I couldn't get my hands on it. I've been on order for over 8 months.
And we definitely got to talk about that, because
Yamaha will send me
because people are going to have to pre-order most of these boats, right?
Correct. Yeah. Being that this is COVID, if you're not aware and you just happen to watch this video and you're interested in buying a boat, you're not going to be able to just walk into a dealer, pay them, and drive off with a boat. Everything is basically pre-order only. So you're going to come in, you're going to speak with a representative like myself at Tuppence Marine. We'll pick out your color, pick out all your options. We leave a 10% deposit, and then it usually takes 3 to 6 months until your boat arrives. Now, every boat is different. Obviously, if you did, some very popular brands, they could be 2 to 3 years away. Luckily with Key West, they're a huge operation, and they build a lot of boats. So they got the time down. For at least us Tuppence, it's 3 to 6 months.
Didn't you tell me that this brand Key West is like one of the most selling, the highest selling boat in Florida?
Correct. Dale, my rep in the southeast here, he told us that the Key West boats, saltwater series, right? Because I think Yamaha boats their jet boats sell the most in America. But for Florida, Key West boats is the #1. And this model in particular, the 239 FS, is one of the most popular. Just for the size, the price, you know, it's that hard-working man. You've worked hard your whole life, you're ready to retire, and you want to buy a brand new boat. This is what they're coming to look at.
Tell me a little bit about these seats here, and I see that we got some rocket launchers in the back. And
so this is the leaning post, and it is upgraded with a very popular option with the armrest, and it has the fold-down bolsters, which I really like. These are great. So you could sit down. If you're going to make a crossing to the Bahamas with your friends, you want to do it in comfort, you know, so you
yeah,
have your armrest.
You got your feet also.
Yep, just nice fit right there, perfect. So I really like that.
And the armrest.
It's also powder coated to match the center console. And there's storage under here as well. So that's where I put my safety equipment, under there.
Oh, look, I wouldn't even have thought that there was storage in there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. One thing you'll notice too on the boat is that there's no storage on the floor. Some boats, they cut into the floor and they have hatches, similar to what we have in the front. But remember, we're trying to keep this boat as light as possible, but also positive flotation. We want it to be very safe for your family.
I didn't hear any clunking or anything when we were in open ocean.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very solid boat. You're not going to hear a lot of banging like in some of our competitors. And that comes from years of making boats, being in business, finding out what products are not good, getting them out of the system, and getting new stuff in. You know, that I think that's the best thing about Key West boats, that in the little time that I've been selling them, for about 3 years, I've already seen some products that they had on the boat, and then they realized, oh, this is a warranty issue. This ain't a good product. So they take it out and they replace it with a superior product, because they really care about building a good boat. I
see that you have a bunch of rod holders here as well.
Yeah, the leaning post comes with 4 rod holders, and you also get 4 on the back as well. And on the hardtop, you got an anchor light and the VHF antenna, and you got to support America. God bless us, right? God bless America. Let's look at the cooler too.
Is this something that comes with the boat, or
Yep.
It does?
Yeah, it comes with the boat. It's an igloo.
Nice.
You can see it allows you to basically open it all the way.
Nice.
Stay open, and then
convenient too.
It as a seat if you did. And if anyone from the Key West factory is watching this, I'd really like you guys to put Engel coolers in here, or Yetis, because it's one thing when you're buying a $100,000 boat. You know, the #1 people complain about is, all you're going to give me is an igloo. You know, they want a $200 to $300 cooler. Most people, they end up not using this cooler.
And then they put their own.
They put their own. They put a Yeti or an Engel.
Okay.
You know, really high quality coolers that they like. But it is what it is. You know, it is a production boat, and these are not back ordered for the time being. And you can't get Yetis right now. They'd be shipping boats with no Yetis.
So right now I'm sitting down, and I got a cup holder right here.
Yeah, you're going to do a cup holder here, and then we have these are 2 30-degree rod holders, one facing straight aft, and this one's out at about 15-degree angle for your trolling rod.
And I am extremely comfortable.
Yeah, you have pull-up cleats too. The boat comes with 6 pull-up cleats. Sorry, take that back. 5 pull-up cleats. But now I'm starting to tell people, if you're ordering a Key West boat, make sure you get the trolling motor plug. I don't think they know this yet, but when you do the trolling motor plug, it's only about $100 option.
Okay.
You get 2 cleats on the bow. Don't do what I did. I only got 1. So they basically put them aside. And if you ever decide that you want to upgrade to a windlass, you already got power up front. So looking at the back here where Alfred was sitting, you're going to see the full bench seat across the full beam of the boat, which is 8 feet 6 inches. And I don't have this cushion here because we were using it to walk on and off, but this is very comfortable to sit on. You know,
yeah.
I go diving a lot, so I usually take the cushions off, and I'm able to sit here at an angle, put my dive tank on, and jump off the side of the boat. That's what I really like about it.
Daniel, where's the ladder on this?
The ladder's going to be located over here. We have a little transom through door, right? And we have a small ladder here.
Oh, nice.
Right here, yeah, 3-step. And I did choose to upgrade to the polling, the bar here for towables. It's a nice little upgrade. I really like it because it helps getting on and off the boat. And I have done a little tubing. And boy, did I tell you, I realized real quick how old I am. I'm not 10 years old anymore. When the kids, they're saying faster, faster, faster. And I'm like, oh, no, slower. You know, my back hurt for 2 days. we did a flip. It was so much fun. We had a really good time.
Tell me a little bit of some of the specs on this Yamaha, right?
Yeah.
So we have this 300 on here.
We got the Yamaha 300, which is very popular. It's very reliable, and they're really hard to come by. I do not have the new version of this. This is the previous version. But if you ordered a new Key West boat, you would be getting the new B model of this motor.
Can you explain a little bit real quick to what the difference between this model and the B model is for somebody that's in the market?
Yeah, so they basically, you know, all productions, they usually try to keep the product hot, so they make changes to it. You're going to get higher alternator output. You're going to get better reverse thrust, obviously a whole new design, and there is an option to get the S version of the engine, which has electric steering. So you're able to steer the motor electrically, so you don't have to have hydraulic lines. Also makes it easy to upgrade that system, so then you can have a joystick or even an autopilot system.
What's the fuel capacity on this guy?
This boat holds 100 gallons of fuel, which is really popular because when you're running this boat cruising, you're doing roughly about 3.5 miles to the gallon. So that puts you at a nautical range of over 300 miles.
Which is good.
At a full tank.
Which is really good.
So if you follow that the three rule, which is basically, the third rule, a third going out, a third to come back, and it leaves you a third in reserve. So.
What's any storage or anything down here in this area, or no? Under these seats?
Yeah, absolutely. So you see here, right here.
Okay, so you got some fenders in there.
Fenders in there. You know, under this one we have the live well. So you can see how the live well, and the live well doesn't have a standpipe; it just has a plug, and that's how it goes in there. Must have had it on at the drain. It just overflows out. And then on this side is another storage. You can see here, I just throw my my dock lines in there, and I have a secondary anchor for the sandbar.
Nice.
Notice these are also friction hinges, so they stay up. Right, that's what I like about them, and they close down.
What's going on back here?
I have another cooler here. This is the sandbar
cooler. So if you're out in the water, you don't even have to get on the boat. That is so good and convenient.
I added a little O-ring gasket on there, little seal to keep the ice colder a little longer for the whole day.
That is brilliant.
Yes, sir.
What? Don't call me sir. Don't. Come on, Daniel.
Alfred.
You just messed up the whole video. We were doing so good.
I know. Notice that the boat does have two scuppers back here, and if you notice, you see that it's about an inch off the ground. So the floor is actually concave, right? So any water that gets on the boat, the water is going to flow to the edges and then go out the gutter system on the side of the boat, and then down the drains.
Nice.
And this boat is very solid. One thing you'll notice. When you get
it doesn't feel hollow.
It's not, because it's full of foam. It's literally, you know, a solid piece of foam we're on. That's why the floor is so strong. And you also have rod holders here on the side.
And also here as well, you got some little.
And these you could use. My personal favorite, you could be a fisherman and use it for tackle box, but what I like to use it for, check it out. It holds your sandals right there. And we didn't talk about this, Alfred, too, but the boat does come with raw water right here.
Okay.
A raw water flush. And then right here, on this side, we have the fresh water right over here. As you can see, the fresh water hose. I always like to rinse off my stuff with the fresh water. It's really nice.
We got some of my camera gear here in the console. Can you tell me a little bit?
Yeah, you can see really popular. It's got a center console. You can put a bed in there. I'm sorry, not a bed, a toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little portable.
Yeah,
toilet.
portable.
Yeah. And this gunnel, one thing people really like about this boat is that it does have higher gunnels to the front and the bow, but as you come aft, the gunnels are a little lower. And it's about 2 inches of foam you got right here, so it's really comfortable. So you could lean up.
Non-skid as well.
It does have non-skid on it, yep. And I did option the boat with the underwater lights as well. That's a really popular item. And of course it's standard. It comes with trim tabs, Lenco electric trim tabs with the identifier switch so you can see the lights.
So let's talk about meat and potatoes and price points right now.
Yeah.
And for reference, right? Because things have changed, and I do also want to, you know, it's a reality that we're all dealing with. 2 years ago, at a boat show, what would this boat have cost?
You know, somewhere in the $85,000 probably range, $90,000 out the door range. But you know, we've seen prices increase on just materials, everything, the resin, the gel coat, the fiberglass. You know, the components, steering wheels.
Yeah, everything. It's all across the board.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. Like a boat, you know, it's not like you're buying an F-150. Ford literally makes everything for that, so they can control that pricing. They have a lot of that assembly, right? But when you're building a boat, you're really relying on 100 other companies, and they all have to make a living as well, you know, and they're struggling to get the parts, the speakers, the Garmin, the steering, the, you know, the guy who makes the latches,
everything.
the hoses, it's all that. And then, you know, you get the manufacturer of the boat who grabs all these companies, puts them together, and you have a work of art.
Yeah.
Boat. But prices have increased.
And what's the price point now on this boat now?
Yeah, so we're looking at roughly about $100,000 to $110,000 with a trailer is what you're going to be looking at for a boat like this, a Key West 239.
How fast is this boat going set up with this 300 Yamaha? How fast?
We're usually seeing speeds right now from 50 miles an hour to 55 miles an hour, depending on what prop you get. Most are going to get from the factory a 17 pitch. And that's going to be for heavy loads, full tank of fuel, and like 10 people on the boat. But if you really wanted to go fast, you could put like a 19 pitch prop on it, or a more popular one would be the 18 pitch, and that's a 15 1/4.
Is Yamaha the only option for these boats, or no?
No, you could option them with a Mercury or a Suzuki. However, your local Key West dealer is probably going to have a preference. Like, for example, us where I'm at Tuppence Marine, where I sell these boats. You could always reach me there. But we only really sell Yamaha. So all of the boats we order come with the Yamaha package.
Start that up. I want them to hear how it sounds. Can you just go ahead and start that engine up real quick? I want them to hear how this 300 sounds.
Yeah, the 4-stroke technology has really come a long way. If you're not familiar with it, they no longer make 2-stroke outboards. Evan Root is no longer doing that. So they're all, at least in the United States.
Well, they're gone, yeah.
You can get, if you live in other parts of the world, you can get Yamaha 2-strokes, but not here in the United States. The 4-stroke, basically there, you know, is very quiet, very powerful, and the maintenance schedule, you know, there's a break-in for the first 10 hours, and then there's the first oil change between 10 and 20 hours, and then after that, it's just every 100 hours. So most people will do that in 1 year. If you're just an average boater, going out probably every weekend, once every weekend, you'll do 100 hours by, you know, a year. If you're very heavy, you know, maybe you do it in 3 months, but depends what you're doing.
So somebody's in, what area do you guys cover at Tuppence Marine?
Yeah, so Tuppence Marine, we're really carrying, we do the whole area basically from Palm Beach County, so Boca Raton, all the way up to Jupiter, even Stewart. No, Stewart's another company, Lindsay.
Oh, okay, so listen, plug your information. Sure. I'm going to put it below.
So right down here, if you look right here, this is my information. So if you're interested in this boat and you want to take a test drive and you're in the Palm Beach County area and you're like, I love Daniel, I want to go out and go for a ride on a Key West 239, here's my information, my name, my number, and my email. Feel free to reach out. I'd love to have you join the family of Key West boats and start making memories on the water. Because if you're living in South Florida and you don't have a boat, you're not really living. Because this is a memory-making machine. I promise you that.
All right, guys. I want to thank Daniel and Tuppence Marine. We are out of here.
Peace. Like, subscribe, and comment your questions. I'll answer them below.
Today's show was brought to you by the following sponsors. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And always remember, amazingness. That's what we do.